Hello and good evening. Thank you for watching UBC television. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold and we'll be joined by Mugalu Muhammad later on the sign language. But first, let's take a look at tonight's top stories. President Museveni warns all public servants against engaging in corruption. Lemiaga County Member of Parliament Theodore Sechikubo reminded. Yahya Jammeh warned not to return to the Gambia. And in sports, cricket series between Uganda and Tanzania start. Well, thank you for joining us. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold once again, and we're broadcasting live from Nile Avenue, also on Facebook and Twitter under the tag UBC TV. In our top story today, Museveni has warned all public servants against engaging in any form of corruption. The president, who was speaking at the swearing-in ceremony of the newly appointed ministers, reminded them that corruption is a betrayal to Ugandans who are yearning for service delivery. Details follow.
President Yoweri Museveni has warned all public servants against engaging in any form of corruption. He reminded them that this vice is a great betrayal to Ugandans who are desperately yearning for service delivery. The president was speaking at the swearing-in ceremony of the newly appointed ministers that were announced in a minor cabinet change that the president made on the 14th of December 2019. He explained that some of the appointments and changes he made were brought about by reports of corruption in some government ministries and departments. The new cabinet ministers that were sworn in include Honorable Raphael Majezi for local government and Honorable Judith Nabakova for information communication technology and communications. Others were state ministers. For environment, Honorable Beatrice Anywa; fisheries, Honorable Helen Adoa; health, general, Honorable Robina Nabanja; sports, Honorable Dennis Obua; ICT and communications, Honorable Peter Ogwang; and that of economic monitoring, Honorable Molly Kamukama. The president used the occasion to caution the new ministers not to be trapped in the cancer of corruption, but rather serve Ugandans with dignity, honesty, and faithfulness.
I don't want fear of any corruption in any of those sectors. Really, this is a betrayal by you fellows, you people. When you have this opportunity to serve the 42 million people, and you, instead of doing that, you start doing crooked things, you are really displeasing first and foremost God, because God is the one who sees you. But, you see. So I don't want this generation of you people also to be like those people, to become a failure because of breed, really, because it's a breed, it's not anything else.
He revealed that the new appointments were meant to recognize the leaders who always stand and defend the masses and the plight of the ordinary people. He urged the ministers to always stand with the masses, reminding them that the National Resistance Movement is a mass party that derives all its strength from the population. Mr. Museveni welcomed the youth members who have joined the cabinet, saying he had deliberately appointed them to join the elders and learn from them. He prayed that they would perform their ministerial duties diligently. Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Museveni, several cabinet ministers, permanent secretaries, and relatives of the new ministers attended the ceremony. Priscilla Namara reporting.
Well, thank you, Priscilla, for that beautiful story. In other news, Lwemiyaga County Member of Parliament Theodore Sechikubo has appeared before Masaka Grade 1 Magistrate Deo Sejemba. He was charged with 6 counts, including illegal possession of a gun, causing bodily harm, destruction of election materials during the 2010 NRM primary elections, obstructing police officers from their duties, among others. More on the story within this report.
There was a scuffle at Masaka Court when angry supporters of MP Sechikubo threw stones at Lieutenant Colonel Habib Nsamba, who it is claimed was behind the new charge to Sechikubo of causing bodily harm. Colonel Nsamba was the one shot at during the NRM elections primaries in 2010 at Simbabwe Playground. Theodore Sechikubo, Member of Parliament for Lwemiyaga County, was arrested last week on Friday on charges of inciting violence at a cattle market in Lwemiyaga town. But as he appeared in court, the charge was dropped. Other charges were slammed against him, but he denied them. The case was presented by the State Prosecutor Amina Akasa. Sechikubo was represented by 3 lawyers led by Medad Lubega Segona, who asked court to grant Sechikubo bail after presenting 4 sureties.
With respect to previous proceedings, this case has been presented as a fresh charge, and that's the reason there is a plea taking.
Court declined to grant Sechikubo bail and sent him on remand until Tuesday, 14th January. MP Barnabas Tinkasimire, who was one of the sureties, says they will not sit back but ensure justice to MP Sechikubo. Shaidat Nasaku, reporting for UBC.
Thank you, Shaidat, and we'll be updating you more on that story as it comes. Now, in other news, the National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders is planning to meet media house owners, RDCs, and the community on the relevance of human rights defenders' protection. Now, as Ivan Carr reports, the aim is to ensure that journalists who will cover the 2021 general elections are supported to disseminate information throughout the exercise. We take a look.
National Coalition of Human Rights Defenders Uganda is ensuring rights of journalists are observed. Media houses, RDCs, are being targeted to ensure journalists are not subjected to violence during the 2021 general elections.
Because we realize that there is a very big gap between the boardroom and the newsroom. Most editors don't feel the pinch when a journalist is beaten, when they inhale tear gas. So we're trying to bring them to speed on what exactly happens in the field so that they can feel they have a responsibility to play in ensuring the safety and security of their journalists before even sending them to the field. We have since expressed interest in meeting the minister in charge to discuss the role and positions of the RDCs, because they completely have no role whatsoever in containing what the media is supposed to do, as opposed to saying so and so can be hosted and don't know so and so.
Journalists suffer attacks while on job, but they need to maintain a high level of professionalism.
We are engaging them on having quality gadgets that can press them fairly away from a scene and are able to capture quality stuff for the media houses, as opposed to a situation of where a journalist has to stand in the middle and then they're faced with, they're locked in between and they become innocent victims.
We have the Media Council of Uganda, which is under the Press and Journalists Act, which has the mandate to regulate journalists, but we've seen Uganda Communications Commission usurping that role. So we expect a respect of boundaries in terms of respect of freedom of expression and media rights, in terms of regulators and knowing, where to stop.
The infiltration of unprofessional employees in the journalism profession is something to worry about.
And that area stems from the way we recruit our staff. Most of them are not recruited on merit. It's about other factors, somehow political, family relations, and so much. But we're saying that even when such people are already recruited, we can tailor a campaign or a program that will see them hone more skills in doing this work.
The nature of work journalists do links them to human rights defenders, and the coalition has set aside media legal experts to support journalists.
Frontline defenders, they play a dual role. They are human rights defenders, but they also protect human rights defenders. So in the process of doing that, they are bound to face risks. That is something we cannot remove, but we can mitigate.
National Coalition of Human Rights Defenders Uganda is optimistic that if Parliament passes a law protecting human rights defenders, will reduce violence against them. The coalition has a Department of Emergency and Response in place to provide support to journalists, including medical, legal and relocation during the 2021 general elections, to ensure that human rights defenders' rights are observed. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Kampala.
Thank you, Ivan Kawa. Now, in other news, police is planning to start installing CCTV cameras in other parts of the country to capture footage of criminals within the radius of 2 meters. Now, police spokesperson Fred Enanga says that CCTV cameras will also be installed along highways or municipalities and borders.
The second phase of the exercise to install CCTV cameras is expected to commence, and police will work with the National Information Technology NITA Uganda. Police says 2,319 places have been identified as crime-prone. 80 places are on highways to capture number plates, while facial recognition cameras are to be installed in 20 places. Police will set up CCTV monitoring centers at 107 police stations across the country.
Were obtained. What is remaining is now that the digging and then erection. It is all in this phase. The public and even other stakeholders have seen how the CCTV has been helpful in deterring crime within the city and along the highways.
Police also commented on guidelines presidential aspirants have to follow while conducting consultations. Police spokesperson Fred Enanga emphasizes that police is investigating supporters of People Power members who participated in the hooliganism last week.
The institution, of course, we are waiting for these teams to come out, and then we agree on how to police their consultations in a manner that will not disrupt any other activities, in a manner that in sort of a peaceful environment.
Meanwhile, police has clarified on allegations in the media that contracts of 14 directors of police have expired, saying 8 of them have running contracts which will expire in May, June and July. About the 10-year-old girl, Chirabo Dira, who was kidnapped and murdered, one suspect, Mutiaba Banda, has been arrested to help police in investigations. Assistant Police Spokesperson, Kampala Metropolitan Lukoye Sigire, says there is evidence pinning him in cases of violence against girl children.
We have also gotten information that there were 2 people, a a female and a male who are seen at the site, the crime scene. We believe the CCTV cameras, some private in the area and others public, will enable us to have the identities which will help us in following up.
There was a case of murder of one Okumu Justus, an askari of Saracen security organization in Nakawa. 3 people, his wife Evelyn Nandutu and 2 other men with whom they lived, have been arrested to help police in investigations. I'm Nafka Farida and Andrew Sebira reporting in Kampala.
The Japanese embassy in Uganda has earmarked 1.8 billion Ugandan shillings for 6 grant projects in the north, central and eastern Uganda. Now, the Japanese ambassador to Uganda, Kazuaki Kameda, says that the funding is part of the Japanese partnership to Uganda towards achieving quality economic growth. Henry Okrut reports.
Francis Joash Ayume was the Speaker of the 6th Parliament of Uganda from 1998 until 2001. At the time of his death in May 2004, he was the serving Attorney General. So, in honor of his service to the nation, a secondary school was built and started in his memory in the West Nile district of Koboko. The Japanese embassy is supporting the school with a science lab to promote the teaching of science subjects.
Throughout the 11 years since the establishment of the school in 2009, we struggled with other projects such as dormitories, kitchen, administrative block, staff houses, and classrooms. Based on our many needs, we could not manage the construction of a science laboratory. With your incredible kindness and compassionate support, we have now met our dream of building a 3-unit laboratory block.
The construction of the science laboratory at Francis Ayume Memorial Secondary School is one of the 6 projects funded by the Japanese embassy.
So I hope really that they will have good implementation projects now. I think this is another challenge, and to give benefit direct to the local communities which is concerned.
A similar support has been extended to Kora Secondary School in Omoro district. This has also been through a memorandum of understanding signed between the Embassy of Japan and Hope and Peace for Humanity. This development organization, working in post-conflict northern Uganda, is appreciative of the Japanese gesture.
In order for us to achieve sustainable development goals, particularly goal 4, 5, and 8, of quality education, gender equality, decent work, and economic growth, we need collaborative partnership. The signing of this MOU with the Embassy of Japan is very important for us.
The focus of the 1.8 billion Uganda shillings is on education, water, sanitation, and health. The beneficiaries include Kayunga, Koboko, Omoro, Nwoya, Kamuli, and Apache districts, with recipients describing it as timely.
This will surely go a long way in closing the gaps in the access to quality maternal care. We shall strive to endeavor that no mother or baby dies because of poor access to care or as a result of complications of pregnancy and childbirth.
We shall collaborate with the embassy and all stakeholders on the project, commit to give all the necessary support in order to realize the intended goal, to improve the lives of our people and attain the district vision of a prosperous community with all households accessing the basic needs of life and increase income.
The newly signed projects now make 251, the number of Japanese-supported projects in Uganda since 1992. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Well, thank you, Henry, and that takes us for a short break. We shall be back with more news tonight. Please stay tuned.
Welcome to Fast First, where today we're talking about bride price and how it is a threat to women's progress. And I want us to get straight into it. Is bride price a prestigious thing here in Karamoja?
It is something that is done culturally. That when you're getting married, it's not your husband to pay you, it's the clan.
I believe that when you get married, it is a prestige and it is a pride for you, the family, and even you, the girl who is getting married.
Okay.
So we have strong beliefs in marriage. Marriage is good bonding. Marriage is security itself. Security to the clan, security to the tribe, security to
the lady.
To the lady. Because the idea of thinking she has been brought for punishment, it's not true.
Uganda. Today is a great day to make someone's day. A wonderful day to rewrite the future. Today is a beautiful day to light up their world. Or maybe even the perfect day to say, you're my world. A marvelous day to make a brand new start. The perfect day to make the world smaller. Uganda, today isn't just another day. Today is your day. Airtel Money, with you always. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Eastern and Southern Africa Capacity Building Center, in partnership with Nakawa Vocational Training Institute, brings you the Do-It-Yourself Chekolere, a skills training program to equip participants with basic hands-on technical skills for doing simple tasks in their daily life by themselves. The skills to be taught include repairing simple home wooden furniture, painting your own home and minor house repairs, replacing broken tiles and pavers, replacing broken window glass, fixing a blocked or broken kitchen sink or toilet, TVs, mobile phones and computers, changing a car tire and basic car servicing, welding and others. This training will take place at Nakawa Vocational Training Institute from 20th January to 13th March 2020, 8 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. For more details, call 0706 694801 or 0701 231199. Do it yourself, Chekolere.
This festive season, enjoy great value from Airtel with the all-new My Pakalast combo offers. Yes! We have customized especially for you the best deals on minutes, data, and SMS with our 3-in-1 My Pakalast combo to give you the best value as you stay in touch with friends and family this season. To activate My Pakalast voice combo, dial *100*2*1# to get started.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, this 13th day of January 2020. Well, in our business news, market vendors in Hoima Central Market have decried the high taxation imposed on them, and the vendors allege that despite them paying high taxes, management has failed on hygiene and sanitation of the market. We take a look.
Compared to their daily sales, the vendors were meeting Jonad Development Foundation, led by engineer Jonad Asimwe, on how to improve their welfare.
This central market is full of problems, challenges, everything. As per now, as I speak, we are facing a lot of challenges. When you become our MOP, at least help us. First of all, rental problems. As I talk per now, some of the butchers who fail to pay the rent. It's high, as we talk now. The hygiene, as we see them. Other blocks are closed. They are not closed for nothing, but financially, at least if government, when you go there, you at least look for us so that they can bring first money down. At least in our circles, this market has a lot of circles, but they have nothing in their pockets.
The market vendors appreciated the stalls given to them, but still they allege the stalls are too small for their products to fit in. They are, however, worried that the charges might be increased.
We are given a smaller stall and we can't put whatever we have in there. Like if we put some stuffs down, they come and disturb us, they come and take them, they come and grab and take them. They wrote in their store, in those stores.
On a tour of the market, Engineer Jonada Simwe was urged to lobby for vendors on issues of rent, improvement on the hygiene, and also to support the market circles. The Jonad Development Foundation will engage concerned parties to see how they can transform Hoima Central Market.
Well, it's now time to take a look at how the shilling is faring with other foreign currencies in our Forex updates. Let's take a look. Sports news, the cricket bilateral series between Uganda and Tanzania have started with action at Chambogo University Cricket Oval. The sides contest the series using the much-acclaimed T20 version, as John Barnes Sentinel reports.
With Uganda fielding two. In the first game, the Uganda under-19 team beat the Uganda Select side by 41 runs in a game Susan Kakai starred with 35 runs for the winners.
We have a strong feeling that our team, under-19 girls, have a strong future in retaining the trophy here at home.
No sooner had the afternoon session started with Uganda Select playing Tanzania than the rain came down to slow proceedings. With limited chances of finishing on time, organizers decided to reduce overs, with Tanzania getting victory by 6 wickets via the Duckworth-Lewis method. Action continues on Tuesday with Uganda's under-19 team playing Tanzania in the morning session. The rules of engagement are a double round robin before the first and second contest the final on Friday. John Barnes, Sentinel, reporting.
Well, thank you, John Barnes, and that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock bulletin. Let's take a look at our headlines before we call for the weather. In our top story, President Museveni warns all public servants against engaging in corruption. Wemiaga County Member of Parliament Theodore Sechikuo remanded. Yahya Jammeh warned not to return to the Gambia in international scene. And in sports, cricket series between Uganda and Tanzania starts. Thank you for being a part of us. Please join us later on at 10 o'clock for more news in our subsequent bulletin. Up next is weather updates with Daphne Kabasita.
Thanks for tuning in to UBC. Now let's go through the weather update from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. I'm Daphne Kabasita Nsamba. Sunny conditions prevail today, especially in the northern part of Uganda, but then in the southern parts of the country. Some areas had sunny conditions, others had cloudy conditions with scattered showers, especially for areas around Lake Victoria and also in Ruwero. But then later in the afternoon, we still had cloudy conditions in the southern part of the country, but then the northern part of Uganda still had sunny conditions. According to the report that we received today, Masaka reported the highest of 11.7 millimeters. Kampala, we had 0.5 millimeters, and then Masindi, we had 3.1 millimeters. Checking on the satellite image of Africa, it shows that we have winds that are coming from the north of Africa towards our country. That's why we're having hazy and dry conditions, especially in the northern part of Uganda. But then in the southern, we are benefiting because of the winds that are coming from Congo towards our country, though we are expecting a reduction in the next 3 days. For tomorrow, we are expecting sunny intervals to prevail in most parts of Uganda, apart from areas in the lake. Later in the afternoon, still we are expecting sunny conditions to prevail in most parts of the country, apart from some few areas like Asese and also in Kabale and also in Lake Victoria, where we are expecting scattered showers. Temperatures are expected to rise to 31 degrees Celsius in the northern part of Uganda. In our capital city, we're expecting temperatures to rise to 28, and then in Kabale, we're expecting temperatures to rise to 25. Going beyond Uganda, we're expecting Mombasa, Dubai, Paris, London, and New York to have showers, and temperatures in New York expected to rise to 9 degrees Celsius, and it's really high in Mombasa because temperatures are expecting to rise to 33 degrees Celsius. That's what we had in our store. Thanks for tuning in to UBC. Have a blessed week.